I hate to say this, but I might have found evidence of flat Earth, or we live in a simulation. Either way, I'm going to need your all's opinion. So one of the things that we had already determined is that like they're geometrically perfect. Like this culture just loves geometric perfection, so we assume it's sacred geometry. And so I'm checking, the maps and seeing how this plays out. I'm a little suspicious that they haven't formed all of these hills surrounding that megalith. And I begin to notice some pretty exact geometry. I eventually realized that this whole entire little mountain range that's in between two valleys happens to be what appears like geometrically perfect when you base it off this one point. And that one point happens to be where they built these new baseball fields. It's just this little hill that would have been an island in the ancient riverway. But when you project the compass from that point, everything seems to line up. I realize that this culture terraformed all of this. It makes me wonder, what about the continents? And when I begin to check those continents, the same thing starts to happen. Everything starts to fall on these 20 degrees. And you can see how, certain key geographic features land on these numbers. But it doesn't work perfectly everywhere else. Like you would think, oh, it's a coincidence. You just threw that up. No, like I played with this for a very long time and it only kind of works really one way. And it seems to kind of be the same thing. Like South America, when you project it off some islands, it happens to be perfect. It's very strange how this works. But all the continents, when you consider the ancient coastlines, stuff gets really weird. And then I realize if all these stones and all these mountains and all these continents are geometrically identical in some way and they're fractals of each other and they're all within this 20-degree standard. Well, hold on a second. Is it possible that, simulation is a thing? Is it possible that this is reflecting not an ancient culture, but a simulation? When you consider things like the double slit experiment, you have to acknowledge it. But the big problem I had was the way that I drew, or the way that I created this projection that seems to be lining up across the continents, was I drew it on a piece of paper. I drew it on a flat piece of paper. So my flat projection over this curved model is still lining up perfect. So my thought is, well, hold on a second. If this is supposed to be curved, even if the continents were perfect, I shouldn't be able to draw it on a piece of paper and it overlay unless it were flat, right? Unless it were also flat. I asked my friend with the biggest brain, and he told me his thought is that it's actually because, regardless of it being a curved projection, each views from directly overhead, so everything is equal. There's no skew from an angle. So whether or not we're living in a simulation, or we've discovered that this advanced ancient culture pretty much terraformed everything, one thing is for sure is that I drew a compass on a piece of paper in 20 degrees and threw it over the continents and it's just lining up. As of right now, I'm just gonna say my friend's right, and it's because the global projection is centered above the globe, and so it's still gonna line up even though it's curved. I can't do it. I can't go that far. It's too much. Can't stomach it. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments.